Manager Mark Clifford joins me after today's 2-0 defeat here at Greenwich Avenue against Coalville. Cliff, your initial final thoughts after that one?
Yeah, I thought we were very good for the first half, especially poor decision by the ref leads to a free kick that they score from, and I think other than that we've hit the crossbar. I think first half as well. Other than that, I think we've dominated the first half. So again, a little bit disappointed on that. Second half, I don't think we were the same side. We didn't come out with the same intensity. We didn't seem to do the things that gave us the success in the first half, and I think we let them get back into the game. And you know, they were very clinical when it mattered. Got the second goal, and you know, KP saved the penalty, so it could have been 3. In all fairness, but we've just not been good enough again in the final third.
Without harping on about it too much, you look at both of the goals. The first one in particular, I've seen it as a clear foul on Marcus Marshall. The refs seen it other way and they scored from the free kick, and we've just looked at it upstairs that the second one could be offside. Just what did you make of both? If you had anything back from them? I'm assuming you didn't. Our
initial thought straight away was he's offside. The players have said he's definitely offside, and we've just obviously looked at the clip then, and he looks to be not even close, at least a yard if we're going to be generous. So it's disappointing, but can't keep going on about them. We have to take our own chances. We have to look after ourselves, because we're going to get nothing off these officials. So we have to be better in the final third, and we have to be more clinical.
We did have a handful of decent chances throughout the game, in fact, but did we just give ourselves a little bit too much to do once the first goal went in?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think that kind of knocked the stuffing out of us a little bit, because I think for all the domination we had, we didn't really then have an answer, and I want them to just go and express themselves, you know, and play freely and go and create chances, and when they come, take them. But I don't think we've created as many clear-cut chances as we did in the Ilkeston game today, which was again slightly frustrating. But we have had chances nonetheless.
Bad time to concede, isn't it? Probably the last action of the first half. I assume it just changed the complete complexity of your team talk at half time.
It did a little bit. It was just disappointing timing wise, and this is where we need leaders to stand up and say, look at the time, lads, let's not concede here. And I think it's a soft goal to concede. Not forget about the free kick. We have to deal with the cross. We have to deal with the cross into our box, because they didn't give us that pleasure, you know, the other side, and we've just said that to the lads. It's time now for them to start really being stand up and being counted, because we can't keep saying the same thing week in, week out.
I mentioned him last week, but he started well again. Brad Beatson, he went off with what looked like a bad injury. We saw him leave on crutches. After he went off, it seemed that the shape changed a bit. Is that fair to reflect on? No,
the shape didn't change at all. The shape remained the same. Just unfortunately, the personnel changed, and that affected us massively. We weren't the same team after that. We had a real nice shape to us, a good balance, and we made the change, and that knocked us back.
Pretty early to say, I'm sure, but is there any initial assessment on him? Like I said, he went off on crutches. It looks like a sore one for him. Any initial assessment?
He's gone to A&E, so we will find out. Hopefully it's not too serious, because he's been a great addition for us, and he's one we certainly don't want to lose.
You could argue that him and Matt Thornhill in the last couple of weeks have probably been standout players. You know, in the last 2 weeks, Brad's been fantastic. I just assume it's a bit of a kick in the proverbials now. You're losing 2 key players, aren't you? Yeah,
I think, you know what, second half, our domination in the first half, we didn't quite get what we wanted from it. We didn't get our rewards. And second half, I think what we really missed in that midfield was someone just to lead the young group through. And I think if we'd have had a Matt Thornhill and Adam Chapman in there, I think we'd potentially maintain our pressure, keep our shape, keep our discipline, keep the ball, and create more chances. And I think, you know, we've become a victim of being a very young side today.
Any recovery time on the 2 that you just mentioned, Matty and Adam?
Don't know. Matt is waiting on swelling going down, and I'm hoping Chapo trains on Thursday. So to get them both back would be really good for us. Because again, we just missed that little bit of know-how today, and I think we got schooled in there a little bit second half.